and welcome to this Women in Agribusiness Today blog post. My name is Michele Pelletier, and I am the editor of the blog. Joining us today for this 5 minutes with our sponsor is Michele Fite of Motif FoodWorks. Michele is a longtime sponsor of Women in Agribusiness initiatives, and lucky for us has carried through in different positions and made sure that Women in Agribusiness was a part of the company she's been with. Today we welcome her from Boston. Hi, Michele. Thank you for being with us.
Hi, Michele. Nice to see you again.
We got the two Michelles here. So thank you so much. We have 4 questions for you today.
Great.
So we'll just get going with them. And the first one is, could you briefly summarize Motif's role in the ag sector so that people can understand a bit more?
So thanks, Michele. And I first want to start with how happy I am to be back with Women in Agribusiness. And it's so exciting that with our upcoming summit that we're doing it live and virtual. I can't wait to see everybody at the site coming up soon. So exciting. So Motif FoodWorks, we're a food technology company that we're working to make plant-based food better tasting, working across all aspects of the agricultural and food value chain. So we can help plant-based foods be better tasting, more nutritious, and so desirable that people actually crave those foods. Our efforts are to reinvent the way science is applied to making plant-based foods better tasting and more nutritious. We're doing that through 3 ways, if you don't mind me talking about that for a bit. Yeah. We're analyzing how consumers are experiencing plant-based foods. We're discovering technologies differently, and we're designing food differently. And we believe through that unique process that we're bringing breakthrough technologies that can unleash the promise of plant-based foods.
And along those lines, and you may have touched upon it in what you just said, but so are there 3, I'm sure there's many, but are there 3 guiding principles that Motif follows to fulfill those goals in terms of reaching the consumer and the industry?
Yeah, so actually I want to talk about 4, if you don't mind. Okay. 4 guiding principles. Is that okay? Because they're around people, process, technology, and passion. Mm-hmm. And I first want to talk about people. We can't do this without an amazing team. That's why we've pulled together an unrivaled team of experts from the food industry, world-class scientists, academics, and we've assembled together to lead, partner, and advise. And then when we talk about process, so people, then process, we've creatively aggregate cutting-edge science, proprietary insights, and an exclusive network of partnerships. So we're going externally. We're not trying to create everything here. We're going externally with a lot of partners to holistically unlock the secret building blocks of food. What is it that consumers are looking for to make food taste great? And through that, we're revealing new answers that lead to breakthrough technologies. And then that 3rd principle is around technology. And here's where we're integrating and applying that cutting edge technology. So for example, we have the world's best precision fermentation platform, and we're working in an exclusive relationship in the plant-based industry with a company called Ginkgo Bioworks to discover animal-free equivalents that can dramatically change the way plant-based foods taste, how they appear in color, and their aroma in plant-based foods. So they are more like their counterpart in the animal products. And then the last is passion. We are just insanely passionate about food. We're a team of people that are driven for our love for food and a deep knowledge with food and deeply held belief that plant-based foods can generate passion like no other food, and the choices can be limitless.
How does your participation in Motifs with Women in Agribusiness help support your mission and create opportunities for you and the company?
So Michele, that's a great question. I think from my participation with Women in Agribusiness over the years, I am highly passionate about what Women in Agribusiness brings to women, to the industry to the agricultural industry and to the food industry, and how supportive this organization is into helping women advance their careers in the food and agricultural industry. So I continue to be very excited to be a part of this organization. And we're doing the same here at Motif FoodWorks. So as the plant-based consumer population continues to grow at a very rapid rate, we believe we can play our part in helping to improve human health and sustainability. And so we relate to your mission, and it resonates with us to initiate educational, networking, and career opportunities for women in the industry, and to help companies reach gender parity.
And we thank you very much for that, because it's the word in the work of companies like you who help spread the word and bring people into our community.
Yeah, that's great. I know. And I just have so much passion for all of us across the the food value chain, the agricultural value chain. The women in this organization are so great. And the more we bring in, the stronger we get as a team, as an industry, as a gender, to lift all of us up in this industry.
Absolutely. And so through all your years in the sector and with women in agribusiness, I know it's tough to pinpoint, but could you identify 2 skills that you might think, okay, if you're going to do any 2 things, ladies, let's make sure you have these skills,
right,
if you want to make it in agribusiness and just in business in general, especially current climate and things that have been happening. What would you say?
Yeah. So here's what I think is like really important. It's been really important to me. One is passion. You have to have passion. And the other one is the willingness to evolve. So in order to be successful in business, I think women need to have the drive to move their business forward in an ever-changing landscape. I mean, I've learned this throughout my 30+ year career. I have had to adapt, change, and find where do I have my passion. Women in agribusiness, the women like you, Michele, me, and the rest of us, we've got to embrace that change and be a part of it. And how can, in each stage of the value chain, whether it's those of us that are the farmers, those of us that are in the seed business, those of us that are in the processing side, those of us that are making the food like on my side, what are we going to do to take advantage of these changes and leverage our unique skills and capitalize on those in this evolving, this change that's taking place within our industry. And we women, we can do that. And the women in agribusiness, I'm grateful for all of the resources and support that you guys bring to us to help us make that happen. So I'm really excited to be a part of this next summit that we have coming up, where we can band together, come together as a group and a team and a strong team of women, and learn more from each other about how we can take advantage of each other's skills and capabilities and continue to address what is ahead for us in the coming years as we emerge from this pandemic, and how are we going to adapt, find passion, and evolve and adapt and change as the industry is changing around us.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for the insight, and your passion is inspirational. So, and I'm sure that for those of you who want to hear more, Michele is speaking at the summit September 21st and 23rd this fall. And as she said, we will be in person. There's a virtual option as well, but for those of you who are looking to gather again, we will be there, and we hope to see all of you there. So thank you so much for your time, Michele.
Thank you,
good
Michele.
luck with Motif, and we'll keep writing about it, and we'll just gather and share information in September.
That's great. Thanks for the time, Michele. And I look forward to seeing everybody in September.